So welcome everyone. Thank you for joining today's workshop hosted by Sierra Business Council Sierra Nevada Energy Watch. The presentation will likely run about 20 minutes and we'll leave time at the end for question and answer. Today we'll be discussing our climate and energy outlook handouts for Calaveras, Amador, Tuolumne, and Mariposa counties and review next steps you could take in response. My name is James Sedlak. I'm the Civic Spark Fellow with Sierra Business Council and the lead for this project. First, I'd like to introduce my SNEW teammates assisting with today's workshop. I'll pass it over to Justine Quealy.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, James. I'm glad to be here today. My name is Justine Quealy, and I am on the SNEW team as the representative for Amador County. So if you are from Amador County and you're interested in learning more about our services or working together, please reach out to me. And my contact information is there. And I look forward to answering some questions later, too, after the presentation. And I'll pass it to Katie.
Hi everyone, I am the SNEW representative for Tuolumne County, and just as Justine has mentioned, if you are here representing Tuolumne, I'd love to hear from you, and I will pass to Meredith.
Hi everyone, my name is Meredith Anderson. I am the SNEW representative for Calaveras and Mariposa counties. So likewise, if you're from Calaveras or Mariposa counties and want to get to know a little bit more about us or our services, don't hesitate to reach out. And I will pass it back to James.
Thank you so much, Meredith, and thank you all for introducing yourselves. Our contact info will be dropped in the chat, so if you need our emails that way, you could save them for later. So we're just going to quickly look at the agenda for today. We will discuss, if you don't know what Sierra Business Council is, we'll overview that. We'll talk more about how we came about our climate and energy outlooks, discuss general energy efficiency, what the Sierra Nevada Energy Watch or SNEW program does, related funding and training opportunities, and then we'll open it up for Q&A. So first, I'd like to introduce Sierra Business Council, which is a nonprofit based in Truckee that serves the Sierra Nevada region through programs focusing on triple bottom line approach. It focuses on the economy, the environment, and community. And within SBC, the SNEW program strives to expand energy efficiency use in the region while trying to help communities save money. It's a no-cost program for public agencies and small businesses funded by PG&E. The Sierra Climate Adaptation Mitigation Partnership, otherwise known as CAMP, is a cross-sector membership of businesses, nonprofits, and other organizations which facilitates regional adaptation and mitigation strategies. It's funded by Prop 68 Resilient Communities grant from Sierra Nevada Conservancy and is currently working on a vulnerability assessment for the Sierra Nevada region. The Sierra Small Business Development Center offers free consulting and training to help businesses in select counties in the area. Together, these programs have helped inform the climate and energy outlooks, which we've circulated as handouts throughout our network, and we'll drop them again in the chat in case you missed those the first time around. These climate and energy outlooks were designed to look at changing environmental circumstances and begin conversations around potential energy solutions. So again, the goal of the climate and energy outlooks are to highlight county climate projections, their related energy impacts, and discuss potential energy solutions. And to get these climate projections, we use CalAdapt's local snapshot tool, which is a free public access tool that displays climate change projections at different jurisdiction levels. It's been used in support of vulnerability assessments throughout California. We found it appropriate for this project. We use the business as usual future emission scenario and CalAdapt priority model for various climate scenarios to compile our mid-century projections, which are shown in the handout. We also used information from SBC's Sierra Nevada Vulnerability Assessment, among other county planning documents, to brainstorm solutions for the counties we're discussing today. For this project, we focused on 4 key climate indicators: temperature as extreme heat days, average acres burned by wildfire, drought condition forecast, and water contained in April 1st snowpack. And if you'd like to explore CalAdapt later on, you can save the chat or save the link that's dropped in the chat. So first, we'll look at projected annual acres burned from wildfire for Calaveras and Amador County. The y-axis shows acres burned, and the x-axis shows the years, with the gray vertical line in the chart below showing about 2050 mark, the mid-century mark. The purple shaded area shows the range of predictions based on the models, while the line shows the average. And here we can see that Calaveras and Amador County have an increasing trend of annual acres burned through mid-century into end century. The numbers in the charts below the graph show how we came about our percent changes in the handouts. We have the modeled historical 30-year averages, the changes to mid-century projections, and the percent changes which were included. Next, we'll look at projected annual acres burned for Tuolumne and Mariposa. Again, the charts, the y and x axes are the same, with the purple shaded showing the range and the purple line showing the average. We can see in these 2 instances that they both have increasing trends for annual acres burned through mid-century into end century. However, there's a difference in percent change by that mid-century mark. So some common impacts associated with increased wildfire risk, which many of the participants today might already be aware of, are public safety power shutoffs, causing disruptions to critical appliances like wells or medical devices, smoke hazards and unhealthy breathing conditions, threatened assets, especially deteriorated buildings and other infrastructure, and unexpected evacuations, leaving energy-consuming appliances running, and things of that nature. However, possible responses include evaluating contingency initiatives like microgrids and renewable battery storage, exploring options for new air filters in HVAC systems, pursuing building envelope retrofits that also serve to harden homes, like better insulated roofing and walls made out of non-flammable material with ember-catching screens around vents, and applying for grants supporting emergency communication systems and installing smart controls. Next, we'll look at the projected water supply. While we typically used April 1st snow water equivalent for the handouts, we chose length of dry spell conditions specifically for Calaveras County, since snowpack projections seemed rather minimal to begin with. Dry spell conditions for Calaveras County graph are consecutive days with precipitation less than 1 millimeter. And to the right, you see Amador County's April 1st snowpack projections. And April 1st snowpack is a typical time of year when snowpack water is thought to be deepest and most indicative of water supply for future months. The graph on the left shows the number of days on the y-axis and the years on the x-axis, and the graph on the right for Amador County shows the amount of water in inches on the y-axis with years on the x-axis. It looks like for Calaveras County, there is going to be a slight increase in dry spell conditions by mid-century going into end of century. And for Amador County, it looks like that there will be a overall decline in snowpack, albeit that there is already a minimal amount of snowpack being recorded and shown in the graph. And here we'll look at the projected April 1st snow water equivalent graphs for Tuolumne and Mariposa. as we can see here, the amount of snowpack in these graphs is a bit higher, but overall through mid-century, both counties are projected to see declines in the snowpack they have, or the water snowpack that they have. These scenarios all might have varying degrees of impacts on water supply, including reduced supply for utilities, agriculture, groundwater, or well recharge, and everyday uses, disrupted stream flow schedules for hydroelectricity and human reservoir systems, and intensified competition during the summer months. However, some ideas for response include conducting water use audits to improve efficiency and cut unnecessary costs, installing upgrades like low flow fixtures, efficient landscaping, and leak detection devices, and developing energy action plans with goals, strategies, and specific actions for reduced water and energy use. Lastly, we'll look at extreme heat graphs for all counties. For the purpose of this tool, an extreme heat day is defined as a day in the year when the daily maximum temperature exceeds the threshold listed above each graph. The y-axis shows the days in intervals of 10, and the x-axis again shows the year. And I apologize, but I didn't make this point earlier, that the tan shows the modeled historical range, and that tan line shows the modeled historical average, while the gray line shows the observed data. And again, with the purple projections, we have the shaded area showing the range and the line showing the average. So when we look at extreme heat for Calaveras and Amador County, we can see significant projected increases in extreme heat days going through mid-century into end of century. And next, we'll look at Tuolumne and Mariposa counties. Again, it looks like there is a significant increase in extreme heat days through mid-century into end century. And again, those percent changes listed on the bottom charts are what we calculated for mid-century compared to the historical average. So while extreme heat and general warming trends may have strong influences on other forces like drought and wildfire risk, certain energy impacts include a higher demand for cooling and operating devices like medical machines that keep people comfortable, overall fatigue among individuals, heat stress and temperature swings on building regulating systems. But some possible responses include investing in equipment upgrades like HVAC and smart controls to save energy and cost when feasible, promoting workshops for local emissions reductions and extreme heat safety, pursuing building Title 24 standards to meet code and assess building envelope upgrades like extra insulation, multi-pane windows, and ceiling doors and other leak points, and using appliances during off-peak pricing hours to save money if you have to use them in the first place. So together, these considerations might encourage us to think about any energy resilience, especially with regard to maximizing energy storage. However, energy resilience is made easier when basic energy efficiency measures have already been taken. Doing so enables backup equipment to regain operating status on less energy and ultimately less cost. So with that in mind, I'd like to just get a quick poll of how familiar we all are with energy efficiency actions for your organization. So if you wouldn't mind answering the poll that I've launched, just to get an idea, that would be great. I see as the results are coming in, we have a mix. Some are very aware, some are not very aware or familiar. Okay, so we've got somewhat of an even split among the participants. thank you very much for joining that. This slide shows many ways which public agencies and businesses can work towards energy efficiency. However, some very basic steps include swapping light bulbs for LEDs, investing in smart controls like auto thermostats and motion sensor switches, weatherizing and insulating your building, and installing water-saving appliances. And at the end of the day, energy efficiency aims to use less energy, save money, and reduce emissions. And for more help thinking about solutions, we highly encourage you to connect with SNEW. The team assists customers with energy efficiency services, including general project management, building energy audits, facility benchmarking reports, education and training webinars, greenhouse gas inventories, energy action plans, and overall financial support and guidance. To date, some program successes include 25 million kilowatt of saved energy for thousands of customers, over 30 greenhouse gas inventories for public agencies, more than 12 energy action plans and climate action plans, and more. And if you have a solution or project in mind, we wanted to share one very popular financing option, which is called on-bill financing. OBF is essentially a loan from PG&E determined by energy savings and associated project costs. It gets paid back through the customer's utility bill. When the project has been completed and the loan is paid off, customers can expect to see lower utility bills. Major benefits of on-bill financing include zero out-of-pocket costs, as shown in the graphs below, where one customer goes into the negative without OBF, while the other does not. 0% financing terms, and bill neutrality, which essentially means that your bill should not increase during the process. Furthermore, new and connected programs like CR Camp can connect organizations to funding opportunities like the ones listed here, including the Rural Energy Pilot Program, which offers financial assistance for communities to further develop renewable energy, including community energy planning, efficiency, and weatherization, the Emergency Load Reduction Program, which pays customers for reducing energy consumption during grid emergencies, the Community Microgrid Enablement Program, which facilitates the development of front-of-the-meter multi-customer microgrids, CalState, which provides funding to schools for HVAC and plumbing system overhauls, for which SNEW can assist with grant writing, and the Regional Climate Collaborative, which are capacity building grants focused on supporting under-resourced communities to implement climate mitigation adaptation projects. And we'll drop those links in the chat for you. Current programs tailored to businesses include the Go Green Business Program, which finances energy efficiency projects for small businesses. Again, the Emergency Load Reduction Program, the Self-Generation Incentive Program, which offers rebates for installing energy source technology, and other PG&E community resilience resources. These links will also be dropped in the chat. Furthermore, we've added some PG&E training opportunities you might find useful. For starters, the SNEW program has limited offerings for up to 65% discounted rate on the building operator certification courses and webinars aimed at teaching building engineers and maintenance personnel how to make their buildings more comfortable, efficient, and environmentally friendly. For learning more about the PG&E courses, you could visit the training platform, register an account, and start exploring the full catalog of topics. And we'll again drop those links in the chat. And in general, if you'd like to stay informed on CR Business Council program updates, as well as funding and training opportunities like the ones we're talking about today, we highly encourage you to check out this new program webpage, or consider signing up for this new monthly newsletter to get this information directly to your inbox, Or if you are more interested in the climate vulnerability side of this work, you can explore Sierra Camp's vulnerability assessment webpage, which also had a part to inform this project. And those links will also be dropped in the chat. So that concludes our presentation. The recording and the links will be shared with attendees in a follow-up email. But if you have any questions or interested in what SNEW can do for you, we highly encourage you to reach out and contact us at the emails listed and those that were dropped in the chat. I'd like to thank everyone for joining today. Really appreciate your time. I'll go ahead and stop the recording and sharing and open the discussion up for question and answer.